Hello, everyone. My name is Clarissa Tebow, and welcome to the Christening of Adirondack IV. We're going to take you on a tour of all the festivities we have going on today at Pier 62, and we're excited for you to meet some of the people who are here today. So, Tom, shall we move? So, we're doing an event that's in between both our new boat, Adirondack IV, and Manhattan II. Manhattan II is the largest motor yacht that we have in our fleet here in New York City. And inside, there's a very fun salon that's going to be featuring a bunch of sustainability practices that we have going on both within Classic Harbor Line and also in New York Harbor. Let's go check out Adirondack IV. Okay, here's something kind of fun. They're both talking to each other. But over there, we can see Rick Scarano, who owns Classic Harbor Line, and Henk Rogers, who will be doing the christening today as part of the Stone Soup initiative. Hopefully, we can snag Rick away to get a quick tour of the new Adirondack IV. Come, let's keep moving. On this dock, it is moving, actually. We are suspended within water. So when you're on the dock, if you come to visit us, watch your feet. Keep moving. Our team has been working tirelessly to decorate and prepare both Adirondack IV and Manhattan II. And I think they've done an amazing job. You can see there's little flowers on there. Roses. Absolutely gorgeous. And Adirondack IV herself is looking quite nice. Fresh, some might say. We could go this way. Some people have already started arriving, checking out different aspects of Manhattan II and Adirondack IV. Right here we have Captain Connor. Very excited. Hi, Captain Connor. How are you feeling today?
Feeling pretty good.
Feeling pretty good?
Excited about this event. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to be driving Manhattan II, correct?
That is correct. I'll be taking Manhattan II off the dock as soon as Adirondack IV departs.
All right. Well, we'll wave from you from the sailboat.
Right.
I'm coming aboard. You ready for me? All right. We have a great team of people here who always look out for all of our guests' safety. Even though I'm not a guest, but they're going to look out for my safety too. All right. Hands. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. Little step here. Yes. Tom, I'll turn around the camera on you in a minute. So this is Adirondack IV. So exciting. We also have the original Adirondack here in New York City. She is not here. She's out on a sail with a whole host of beautiful people who have come into New York Harbor. And there are some really interesting differences between the boats. Adirondack, the original Adirondack, is an 80-foot schooner, while Adirondack IV is an 84-foot schooner. And they have put in these lovely benches of, seems like polished wood. I need to ask Rick exactly what kind of wood, because I want to know, and I bet you want to know. We also had our team decorate this in a way that one could say would be great for a nautical wedding. But let's just make a little tour around, shall we? Take in a bit of the sights. I will say, as someone who frequents the boats often, not working on them, just enjoying them, it's really pretty, and I'd love to sit on it and have a glass of champagne. Right now we have some of our team going around to hand out hors d'oeuvres as part of our christening event. Hi, Christian. I'm going to walk past you as we're moving. Hello. Let's go back this way. Ooh, caprese. I'm going to grab one of those a little later. It's got 4 sails, and as soon as we get underway, We're going to hoist them up, go for a proper sail, because it wouldn't be a christening without a proper sail. Down below, we do have full restrooms. I have not seen them yet because this boat is new, but I'm very excited once we're underway to go down and check them out. Let's see if we can find Rick, maybe, but he's probably really busy. Let's see. Look over. He's busy entertaining everybody. I think for now, we should check out what's going on Manhattan II. Sound good, everybody? Great, we're doing it. Let's go. All right, boys, I'm getting off.
All right.
I'll be back. I promise. And take care of Tom. Make sure he gets off too. It would be a tragedy to lose a cameraman. We're coming aboard, Captain Connor. Thank you. Hello, hello. We're coming aboard to check out the salon.
Good.
You want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Jacob. I'm actually a part-time shareholder of my own enterprise. I work here part-time just to help out the cause.
That's Jacob, everybody. Let's keep moving.
I don't know what to say.
I know. Jacob does so much for the company. You can always find him here going above and beyond. And he's a hoot. So if you get him on a tour, you're lucky. Oh, yeah. So let's move around. Hello. I'm Clarissa. Nice to meet you in person.
Yeah, but could I understand where you're from?
Oh, Classic Harbor Line. I'm doing the live stream.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yes.
Great. Wonderful.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and everything about the Stone Soup Leadership?
I'd be thrilled, but not right now.
Oh, not right now. All right. Whoops. Keep moving. All right. Let's go this way. So, I was denied, y'all. That's okay. There's a lot of moving parts right now. A lot of people showing up, and Marianne is doing a ton to make sure that everything is set up for this christening event. So over here we have a little stand that will be populated with our very lovely Doug, one of our AIA tour guides. We have a couple of initiatives here at Classic Harbor Line that are dedicated to sustainability, and they are our eco tours. So we have an entire urban naturalist series, which I think we just finished the abandoned islands of the East River at sunset. And I will say, as someone who went on that trip, it was, lack of a better term, wild how many birds are creating complete habitats in these abandoned islands, and also learning some of the history about, Typhoid Mary and herons and all kinds of stuff I had no idea about beforehand. Oh, sorry folks, having a minor technical difficulty. The camera decided to go upside down. But the one of the Urban Naturalist series that I'm very excited about, and it's new to us, is the Seals, Seabirds, and Winter Wildlife. I think that's going to be amazing because we're going to have the opportunity to see some seals here in New York, which is so exciting to be able to have that kind of wildlife nearby. And then this is just talking about our AIA, our partnership with the American Institute of Architects. They lead a lot of fabulous tours, but the ones we're featuring today are our climate change tour and our industrial waterways tour to Fresh Hills Park. Fresh Hills Park being will be the largest park land reclamation project in the country, I believe. So very exciting. Let's go check out Common Ground Compost. Hello. We're gonna sneak in as soon as we can. I definitely want to come by your table. Do you see the little tiny trash cans? Can you see them? They're really cute. So, okay, it's a game. Test your sorting skills. I love that. Does our audience think they would know the difference between what needs to go in trash, recycling, or compost? because I think I do. My guess is I'm wrong sometimes, but I'm happy to learn. I would love to have you talk to our live stream a little bit about who you are and what Common Ground Compost is.
Absolutely, we'd love that. My name is Xander. I'm here with Common Ground Compost. We are very excited to be picking up the food scraps from Classic Harbor Line on a weekly basis, and we're here today to celebrate the christening. And we have lots to offer, from finished compost that we've made locally at a garden that we work with, and you can see that beautiful material down below. Oh yeah, made from rich food scraps and wood chips. Oh yeah, you can grow anything with that. The beautiful stuff that comes out of all that compost is just the life you want to see in the garden. And then we have lots of things to give away, some stickers, as well as a sorting game. Jonas, would you explain the sorting game?
Sure. Hey everyone, I'm Jonas. So, when it comes to trash recycling, sometimes it gets a little bit confusing, kind of what goes where. Is that paper? Can I put this in the recycling? What about these electronics that I have? Should I throw them in the trash? And so what we have here is like a little sorting game where we have a lot of cards that have different items on them. So for example, we pull out this one here that looks like a bag of onions that you get at the grocery store. That's just like this plastic fiber kind of bag. And so that would be, for example, would go into the garbage, because that we can unfortunately not recycle. Like this one here, this is a like a mask, COVID era PPE mask, and there is actually some specialty recycling that you can do with these masks. So if you collect a bag full of only masks, there's companies that will accept them and they recycle them. So there is specialty stream it exists, but if you don't have access to that, that also would go into the garbage.
Do you want to try?
I would love to test my skills. Already I was stumped by those first two, so I would say okay, well, I feel like this is pretty easy. This is like a single-use plastic bag, and it would go in the trash?
Got it.
Yeah, okay. It would go in the trash, right? Because how can you recycle a single-use plastic? That's the problem with them.
Soft plastic, not a good idea to put in the recycling.
Yeah, okay, let me try one more. Oh, God. It's a sponge. Is there anyone in the chat that might be able to assist me? Tom, can you tell me? Does anybody know where this should go? If it should go in the garbage recycling? I'm pretty sure not compost, because I think it's a plastic. It's a plastic. Sponges are made out of plastic, unless you. Yeah. Okay. So, any responses? No. Maybe trash. People are saying trash. Maybe. Is it trash? Oh, that's so sad. That's sad. Well, I'm really happy I got to play the game. I'm sorry that everything I picked had to go in the trash and that I couldn't compost anything. But I know. Well, I'll leave you a few cards for other people who come through the salon. Oh, there's Rick. We should grab him while we have him. Rick. Talk to him. Hi, I'd love to have you on the live stream. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are, why you're here? Because you're very important.
I'm so important. I've always felt that way, but anyhow. In reality, I'm Rick Scarano. I'm with Scarano Boat Building. We're in Albany, New York. I have a brother that designs and builds the boats. Brother John is really the one responsible for the aesthetic and the functionality of all the boats that we operate here. We came down here 25 years ago, almost to the day. We were delayed in bringing the boat down. Another boat we had built was having some issues that summer, so we didn't get here. We got a late start, and it was literally just 25 years ago, within a week or so of right now. So this is another celebration for us. We've since the next boat we built for our operation here was in 2006. Manhattan, very similar to this boat, a little bit smaller. And that's how all this really came together, because it was christened by Walter Cronkite.
Yes.
And we were introduced to Walter by a relationship we have with the National Maritime Historical Society. And Birchie Green said, at an event, meet Walter Cronkite. We talked for a little bit, and Birchie said, "How would you like to christen Rick's new boat?" And he said, thought about it a little bit, and came down a month later or so, christened the boat. We asked him if he'd like to go for a cruise on the new boat that he just christened. And he said, "Well, that sounds like a fine idea, except I'd much rather go for a sail on the schooner you've got sitting over there."
Okay.
Of course, I'm paraphrasing a bit, but he declined the powerboat ride on the boat that he just christened. He wanted to go sailing.
He was a big sailor, wasn't he?
He was a big sailor, yes. And
Oh, what a lovely memory. I'm so glad. I saw some pictures of you two together, and it just looked like a really good time was had by all.
are those pictures here today? I would like to see those if there's more of it.
You know what? Sarah showed me a picture of you with Walter Cronkite back, I think in 2002.
6.
Oh, 2006.
Yes.
I will find her and I will make sure she shows them to you if they're not already somewhere in the boat.
2002 is a significant date. I don't remember what it was.
Oh.
Something else, but it wasn't the beginning of our little fleet here when we introduced the second boat.
Okay, I got my dates crossed, but that's all right. I'll learn what 2002 was for eventually. Thank you for talking to us, Rick. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure our viewers appreciate it too.
Thank you, Tom.
Yes.
Doing a good job.
All right. That was Rick. Rick's the one in charge of this whole operation. I'm so glad we were able to talk to him for a little bit, and he was able to tell us about his connection to Walter Cronkite, and therefore a connection with the Stone Soup Initiative. I wonder if we should take a look at Cup Zero. So here at Classic Harborline, we partner with a company that's trying to eliminate single-use cups called Cup Zero. We use them on our schooners, and the team looks like they're at their table, so let's see if we can... Okay, let's see if we can talk to them very quickly. Hello! We would love to talk to you guys. We're on a live stream on YouTube, and of course, we love Cup Zero, and we've worked with you guys for a long time, so I'm going to hand you the mic, and please tell us who you are, why you're here, and a little bit about Cup Zero.
Sure. So we are Cup Zero, and we are what's called a reusable service provider. What we do, we provide a full logistical service of reusable cups, plates, utensils, coffee cups as well, which basically means that we bring clean cups and clean reusables to events, festivals, also cruise ships, and anywhere else where there's a large amount of people drinking or eating. And then we take back all these reusables. We have a professional commercial washing facility where we clean and sanitize them, and then we just keep reusing them again and again. Thank you. And this is our cup with a little sassy cup on the back. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much for talking to us. Love Cup Zero. Definitely have used many of the cups from Cup Zero. Oh, okay. So we have a question for the audience, maybe. What happens to compostable products in New York City? Does anybody in the chat have any idea what happens?
What we mean by these compostable products is the compostable plastic, these compostable cups and compostable cutlery.
All right. Does anybody in the chat want to take on this question, or is it for Miss Clarissa? All right, it's for Miss Clarissa. Here we go. I think they go into the landfill a lot of the time, unfortunately. Yes. So they get screened out and landfilled, and there's a video to watch, which I will watch eventually. But yeah, I have heard that a lot of compostable products end up not being composted at all. They end up going into the landfill and, creating more gases and issues than they should. So great that we have a company like you guys, Cup Zero, to kind of stop the myth around compostable cups. Well, thank you guys for talking to us so much. Thanks for giving us a rundown of Cup Zero, and I hope you guys grab a meatball or two. Enjoy yourselves. Okay, let's see. What time is? Oh, sorry, Ray. Hello, Captain Ray. I would not like a meatball today, but I will get one later. Don't want anything in my teeth. All right. I think we should go down to the dock. Let's move on through. All right, folks. We are going to talk to Cassandra, who works at the Stone Soup Leadership Institute, in 1 second. Of course, everyone's very interested in talking to one another. A lot of people are coming together and seeing each other after a really long time, or meeting people and learning about things that they never learned about before. So here we go. Here's our opportunity. Hello, Cassandra. Very good. How are you? I'm going to give you this mic. Okay. And please, would you tell us about who you are and about the Stone Soup Leadership Institute?
Sure. So my name is Cassandra Castillo. I was involved with the Stone Soup Leadership Institute since it first started. So that was when I was 14.
Oh, wow.
That was like 25 years ago.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I was part of the first group of youth that was involved with the Institute. Back then, it was in the island of Vieques, Puerto Rico.
Okay.
I'm from Vieques, Puerto Rico, very small island, 10,000 people.
Oh, wow.
A lot of opportunities for young people. The Institute basically helped me kind of figure out what I wanted to do, what my dream was, and helped me take the steps to do what I wanted to do.
Oh, my goodness. It's amazing.
We're very involved with sustainability. Currently, we have the Oceans Initiative. We're trying to carry on the legacy of Walter Cronkite to try to build a more peaceful, sustainable world.
Yeah.
This book basically has a lot of mini stories, life-changing stories, people who have done great things for this world, sustainability, and there are examples of what we can do to help with the climate crisis.
Yeah.
And yes, right now we're signing the pledge.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, I'm going to show this to our audience. It says, I pledge to carry on the legacy of Walter Cronkite to build a more peaceful and sustainable world. I think that's amazing. And also, we were just talking to Rick about how Walter Cronkite did christen one of our boats here before. So we
2006.
have 2006, which feels like it shouldn't be so long ago, even though it is.
And we're back in New York, christening another boat.
Exactly,
and carrying
full circle.
on Walter Cronkite's legacy, which is
Wonderful.
amazing. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, we're so happy to have you, and I love that it's full circle and that we get to learn more about Stone Soup. And also, question for you: if people did want to find this book, if they wanted to purchase it, where can they do that?
It is available on Amazon. Stone Soup for a Sustainable World. Right now, educators can have a copy here. So,
wonderful!
Educators that do come to our table, we are going to be providing them the book. We also have a educational curriculum, which is our big project right now, that we train educators with materials related to sustainability, so they can bring those teachings to the classroom. So right now, on October 19th, there is the training begins. So we're inviting all educators to be a part of that. It's hybrid. And yes, so.
Oh my goodness, so exciting. Okay, Saturday, October 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yep.
All right.
So it's
Folks,
free, entirely free program.
Entirely free. So if you would like to join, please take a screenshot. Let's see, let me make sure it's not. Oh, technical difficulties again. Anyway, Cassandra, thank you so much for talking to us. Really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have such a wonderful time here today. Yes. Bye. All right, let's move on out. Sorry, Andrew. All right. I'm gonna try to make it. I got 2 mics. I have everything I need. Okay. Tom, I'd like to turn the camera around on you. No. I'd like to turn. I feel like I've been talking this entire time, and it's time for you to tell us a little bit about being a captain.
All right, I'm Tom Corrigan. I'm actually one of the captains here at Classic Harbor Line, primarily on a Schooner America 2.0, both here in New York City and also in Key West, our other location, heading there soon. And for the privilege of the last week and a half, I've also been the captain here on the new Adirondack IV.
So tell us a little bit about, like, since you've been on Adirondack IV, how do you feel about it? Like, how does it differ in comparison to Adirondack?
I mean, it's always like driving dad's new car first, right? Who gets the scratch? That's what my biggest fear has been all week. So far, I've not been that one. So that's the biggest one. The biggest difference for me really is just driving a brand new boat, understanding how it handles in the water, which is obviously different. The controls look different. But otherwise, I mean, it's a Scarano schooner, so it sails beautifully on the water. I can say that for sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me turn the camera around on you, even though you didn't want me
I'm
to.
referring to Tom now.
I know. Now our audience can see. This is Captain Tom, you guys. Lovely asset to Classic Harbor Line. I'm going to give you back the camera because I don't know what I'm doing with that thing. All right. So, let's see. How much time do we have left until the christening? I think we have about 15 minutes. And I'm wondering if we should try to see if we can get that tour of Adirondack IV before the festivities truly kick off. More people are showing up. Everyone's really excited. I also want to talk to... Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Rick's on the boat. Woo! We're moving. We're moving and shaking.
All right, watch your stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Rick.
Not again.
Not again. Let me see if... Oh, you know who we should talk to? Sarah Pennington. Sarah Pennington is the general manager of Classic Harbor Line and the person in charge of everything that happens here.
That's right.
She's an amazing friend, Maverick, boss. And I'm going to give you the microphone so you can tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what's happening today at this christening.
It's a lot to unpack, so. All right.
Well, unpack it, girl.
How much time do we have?
We have a bit of time, actually. Linger.
Have you mentioned the fun fact yet that Adirondack is 30 years old today?
Rick mentioned that, but not to that specificity.
Yeah,
so
that boat,
30,
which
yes.
is at the dock right now, 30 years old.
Hi, Susanna. Hi,
There's
Kat.
Katrina. No one has sailed.
Hi.
You see Katrina over there? Captain Katrina. No one has more Adirondack in their blood than Captain Katrina.
Yes.
She's been sailing Adirondack for 20 years.
And just an
she's
amazing
sailing all
woman.
night tonight, yeah. But that boat is how I got started here. I saw a schooner in Time Out magazine in 2002, and I was like, I know what a schooner is. I will call that.
Oh, that's what happened in 2002.
Yeah.
Rick mentioned 2002 was a big year, and
yeah,
it's when you joined.
And then I lived on that boat. Literally, that was my home.
You lived on that boat?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't have said that.
No,
but it's true.
No, I think that's amazing. I think that's the reality of being a sailor, right?
And
like
that's how I got in deep. You know,
yeah.
I got in real deep, and I smelled like the Adirondack. Still to this day, I smell like the Adirondack. But I lived in the forecastle, which is the compartment up in the front. There's a hatch up there, and we could go there later. You can't even stand in that space. It's like you have to go like this, and then you have to slide into a shelf to sleep, which is about 3 inches above the holding tank. It was really
it sounds like an adventure.
Great experience. And then I just never left. I was kind of like, I'm like the cockroach of Classic Harbor.
No.
Just here, you can't get rid of me.
Well, I will say, cockroaches will never die. They're going to outlast all of us. So actually, if you're saying that you're strong,
Yeah,
resilient,
that was terrible. This took her a terrible.
boisterous, and also really shiny, I think that's true.
So then, yeah, I've been here ever since, and I got a real home on land. And the business grew, obviously. So there was Adirondack II and III, and well, then here we have 4. But and somewhere that in all of that, we also decided that we were going to run power boats, which I wasn't so crazy about at first. But we built Manhattan in 2005, and it was christened with Walter Cronkite.
Yes.
In 2006.
Yes.
That's a big thing. And then this is her big sister, Manhattan II, which was completed 2015. Really, got her sunk in 2016 with a full schedule. And she has a big sister
coming.
Another.
It's going to be
If we really got crazy when we named her, I mean, this is.
I know the name.
We've already named her.
You're not ready for it.
You can't handle it, but it ends with 3. So, and it's cool because she's an all wooden vessel.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually aluminum from the deck down. It looks like a wooden boat. So there's plenty of wood there, cosmetically, but from the deck down, that is aluminum hull. This boat that we're on right now, Adirondack IV, is an all wooden vessel.
All wooden boat. So there's no smoking, no paper, no vapor. Just so that you know.
We don't do it on any boats because we're
no.
But it's a big deal. Manhattan III will be all wood. She'll be about 14 feet longer than this, but very similar design and profile. Big glass windows, a great boat for viewing the city. It'll just be sort of a premier sightseeing vessel, great for the architecture tours.
Yes.
So,
and climate change tours.
Oh, yep. I love
and
those.
Will Manhattan III be going to Fresh Kills Park? Do you think it's going to be put into the rotation for the?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a special trip. It's kind of nice having you doing that on the smaller boat. You can go a little further, just a little further in.
Yeah.
The kills with Manhattan I, but
I'm excited about that trip.
Yeah, we have a lot of cool programs. Did you talk about the new Urban Naturalist tour this winter?
I did show. Yes. We did talk about it briefly, but in case anybody has jumped on and hasn't been on the live stream the entire time. We have the Urban Naturalist series. We just finished the Abandoned Islands at sunset, and we're going to be starting in the winter seals, seabirds, and winter wildlife, which I'm really excited about that one because I want to see some seals. And also, I've been on the boat and I saw dolphins.
I saw
dolphins. A pod of 5 dolphins
I
off
saw a seal
the
on the
bow.
Abandoned Islands trip at North and South Brothers.
Oh, you did?
I was like, you're on the wrong tour.
I mean, it's amazing how much wildlife is in this metropolis. Or at least very close
It's
in
out
this
there. You just
metropolis.
have to know to look, and also go with an urban naturalist because those guys
They know how to see what's really there.
One here. Did an urban naturalist show up?
I don't know.
Maybe Russell will be here. We'll find him. I'll flag him down. Maybe we can do some ecology.
Also, we talked to Rick, and he said he didn't want to talk to us anymore. So I'm wondering.
Yeah.
We wanted to get a tour of Adirondack IV, but I don't know who to ask for that, and I'm wondering if you're the person to ask at least for the tour, or if you could tell us who
I think the
to.
best person might be Kyra. No one has spent more time on this boat since her birth than Kyra. What do you guys think? Right?
That sounds great.
Yeah, I think she would love it.
Where is
see if we
she?
can just find her.
I think it'd be nice also because this is my first time on the boat. I haven't been on 84.
Yeah, cool. I can tell you, while we're looking for her, I can tell you a few cool things.
Yeah.
About the design of the boat, and that is that if you see where we're standing, we call this sort of like a well deck. This is the cockpit. This is the largest cockpit that we have on a schooner, and this is sort of a safety feature.
Oh, I see. This is all the cockpit.
All the guests are in this sort of lower seating area here.
Yeah.
And this was just sort of like, let's make a really, really safe, comfortable boat for sailing.
Yeah.
And, we have other sailing vessels where you're up on the cabin tops and you're up here and you're looking out. We sort of
like Adirondack, right? So on Adirondack over here, you can see these white tops are places where guests can sit, and then there's a smaller cockpit in the front with green cushions. But so for this boat, the cockpit is the boat. The whole boat is the cockpit.
Seating. And on top of that, the crew is in here as well to handle head sails. They can do that from the safety of the well and not being up on the hi. Oh, here's Kyra.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, hi. Okay,
no one knows the boat more than Kyra.
So
I
here,
this to you.
You give. Let's give this.
Here we go.
Here, okay. I'm gonna give the microphones. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. We were talking to Sarah, and we were looking to do a tour of Adirondack IV for our people, our lovely people on the live stream. And she said no one would be better to give us that tour than you.
That's probably the truth.
Yeah. Would you like to introduce yourself to the guests?
So I'm Kyra. I'm first mate up in our Boston location, and yeah, we were lucky enough to be the first people to get our hands on this boat once it got in the water this year. And my crew and I pretty much kind of figured out all of its quirks, how to sail it, and got to give it its first run.
Lovely. Well, we would, as someone who is on this boat for the first time, I'd love for you to walk us through everything that makes Adirondack IV Adirondack IV.
Okay. Might as well maybe start up on the bow and
Yeah.
work our way back.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
let's do
You
it.
lead the way.
Just watch your step.
Yay.
So I think probably one of the most unique parts of this boat is the bow. If
Yeah.
you notice, we don't have a bowsprit, but
Right.
we do have a very large bow area. And probably the first 8 feet of the bow is actually not even in the water. It actually comes up out of the water.
Oh.
Um,
I think I noticed that when I first walked up to the boat. And I think I'd seen pictures of it too.
Yeah, so what the boat does when it's under full sail and the pressure is forward, that part of the bow will actually settle in. The boat balances into that
Oh.
stance. This will go down into the water, and then you get used to the entire water line.
I see.
So, but instead of if a bowsprit is sticking out,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what you do with the sails, you don't gain any more water length, which equates to speed on boats.
I see. I have heard rumors that this boat is very quick.
It's very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen probably the max of 15 knots
Wow.
very briefly.
Okay.
On average, it likes to travel around 12
Okay.
with a good wind. And it's very, very well ballasted. So even doing those kinds of speeds and some pretty heavy wind, I think the most I've ever seen the boat heel is maybe 25 degrees.
Wow. Okay.
And that took about 30 knots of apparent wind or of true wind,
Yeah.
which is, under full sail is something that we would never do with customers on board. But we kind of we had to push its limits a little bit at first.
Yeah.
To find out just, where they were. So,
Yeah.
So we knew where the safety zone of sailing the boat with people were. So we were lucky enough to get to kind of take it out and
How
run it a little bit harder than anybody probably really should at first. And yeah, it was a ton of fun. We took it out with Adirondack III, the other boat that we have up
Yeah.
there, and it couldn't even. Adirondack III didn't even stand a chance.
Oh my
It just
goodness.
caught up and passed it like it was standing still.
Oh, I wish we could have done seen a video of that.
Yeah. So, like any Coast Guard inspected vessel, it's set up with watertight bulkhead systems. So if anything goes wrong in any one of them, the whole boat doesn't flood. So,
Oh, okay.
So the first one is up here where our cameraman Tom is standing. Underneath here is essentially the anchor locker area. It's got some spare lines and stuff. It's also a crash bulkhead, so if the boat were to ever run into anything and this failed, the rest of the boat would still float just fine.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, there's so much safety redundancy built into this boat that it's just mind-blowing. One of these,
wonderful.
this stay and even these shrouds are strong enough to lift the entire boat from the water individually.
Wow, that's crazy.
And the masts are more or less freestanding on their own, even without shrouds. So the fact that there's 4 of them holding up each mast is just incredible overkill.
So if you want safety, come on 84.
This
My
boat,
goodness.
This boat was designed a lot around safety. The freeboard in the cockpit area makes it nearly impossible for guests to fall out of the boat. and they place the booms and the rigging so high overhead that there's also no worry about any of it, hitting a passenger as it passes when we're sailing the
Right.
boat. So they definitely put a lot of thought into the actual like safety and function as well as making a fast, fun boat to sail. So they really kind of hit both marks very well.
Oh, that's great. Should we go this way?
Yeah. It looks like there's some people there, so we
Maybe go this way. Okay, you lead the way into the next area of the boat. So much to learn. Oh, should we go down underneath? Tom's saying we should go down underneath.
Into the bilge?
Into the bilge. I don't know that word.
The
bilge.
The bilge is only about a foot deep. We're not going to fit in the bilge.
Okay.
But down here,
we're told as guests to go down backwards like a ladder for safety. And I still do it, even though I've been on the boats many times. I don't want to fall. Tom, please be careful.
So I don't really know what you would typically call this, because most boats aren't set up quite like this.
Yeah.
But this is just kind of an area that guests can come to get out of the weather, if they're cold, or if they just want to wait to use one of our 2 incredibly large bathrooms.
Oh wow! I wonder if one of them. There's someone in this one, but
this one's occupied.
Anybody?
I didn't hear anybody scream.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Wow, this is a large space.
Very large bathrooms, which is super nice. They have the motion activated sinks.
Oh, fancy!
Push button flush toilets. It's very much not your typical boat bathroom experience. For sure.
Definitely. I'm very excited about this because a lot of most boat bathrooms are just very tiny and there's no space. But this is nice. Like people could, because a lot of our mates, they have to change from their classic Harbor Line uniform back into the regular clothes, and it's wonderful that they can have that kind of space.
Yeah. I mean, using boat bathrooms can be an adventure in itself.
Yeah.
Then we have this nice sitting area.
Yeah.
And then up here would be the next bulkhead back from the anchor locker.
Oh wow!
And this is the V berth. So super spacious up in here too. Is where we keep our man overboard equipment and some other life jackets, a lot of spare parts and extra rigging. For the last couple of weeks, it has also been my home.
It's very cozy in there.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, but not too cozy. Like, not
claustrophobic.
claustrophobic.
Not so cozy. I want to stay for more than a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But definitely, it hasn't been a horrible experience for sure.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I was the first one to ever get to live on this boat.
Hey, you should get a plaque. They should just know forever.
I carved my name in it somewhere.
Okay, good. I didn't want to say it on the live stream, but I was hoping that was the case.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I don't think Rick would be too happy with that.
Well, maybe a sticker.
But I thought about it.
All right.
So
back into the open air.
Yeah. So most of this boat was designed, not really for like living space or for underneath living like style kind of living area.
Yeah.
It was all designed for what you see right here. One big social open space for customers to gather, enjoy the boat, and enjoy the harbors that we sail in.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Now, are there? So I see Karen and Hank going down into the other hatch.
Yeah.
Is there restrooms in there too?
No, the only restrooms are up here.
Okay.
Down there we have a galley, and then what basically equates to a very large storage area.
Okay.
So yeah, we can definitely stock plenty of beer and wine for guests. If we ever run out, then there's a problem.
Yeah. Big plus. I love that. Love to hear that. I know I saw someone opened up the cooler that's near where the stairs go down.
Yeah,
it was huge.
The on-deck cooler is a very nice feature.
Oh my goodness.
Especially coming from somebody who's used to sailing Adirondack III.
Okay, let's go look down, and then I think the actual christening is about to happen.
Oh, okay.
So, but thank you so much. This is also so much fun for us because we get to see so many people that we see occasionally, but when we have events like this, everyone gathers and it's like a big happy family. It's really fun.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of boats.
Oh, wow. Okay, so maybe we just look down, not go down, because it looks like they are working.
No, we should be able to take a quick squeeze.
All right. Here, Tom, I'm going to let you go down.
So we have the galley, or as I like to say, the kitchen.
Hi.
So definitely a tight space, but it serves its function. And then up here is basically just a large storage area, or it could be used as crew berths for the transits. And yeah, but nothing really else down here besides just kind of storage area and a kitchen.
Wow. Big sink.
Tons of storage, yes. Big sink. Very happy about the big sink.
That's amazing. Look at all that delicious food. My goodness. Look at you. Killing it. Killing it. As always. All right.
Yeah. This dock gets pretty rocky.
Oh, yeah. It's getting pretty full. Everyone's ready for the event. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing us around the boat and teaching us so much about what makes Adirondack IV.
Yeah, it's a special boat for sure.
Yeah. I'm hoping one day when there aren't passengers, I can tag along for one of those speed races.
Definitely.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Okay, we'll see you. Bye. All right. Sorry, folks. I did snag a little caprese moment when you guys were down there without me. So we are. This is Tim.
Go ahead. Welcome. Hello, guys.
One of our lovely captains. One of our newer captains, right? Wait, how long have you been a captain with us?
A year and a half.
I've
been with the company for 7 years.
Yeah. Veteran. He knows what's up. He knows what's going on in here. All right, I'm gonna get off the boat. Yeah. Look at that. Taking my toothpick and everything. We're gonna leave on all right, there we go. All right. I think those are some of our UN folks who are with Blue Planet Alliance, and I know that they're clearing you guys out. We didn't get to you yet, but you're going up there. Okay, I may shout at you to wave and say hello. All right, we're getting ready for the actual christening. So, Tom, please watch out. I don't want you. You see this? Tragedy could strike at any moment. Right now, we are making sure that everybody is on their correct boats. So, we have a color-coordinated system. Green tags, like me, are going to be at Adirondack IV, which I'm very excited about. People with the red tags, up here, as you can see, many lovely guests, looking gorgeous on Manhattan II. They'll be on Manhattan II. And then there's some people who are just going to do a dockside viewing, and they have blue name tags. So we're just making sure everybody's in their right place to finally watch the christening happen. I don't know what to say. I'm excited. The anticipation is killing me. So they set up an entire okay. Apologies. I was just making sure I knew what was happening. They're going to be doing a whole presentation of the christening. So they've set up this table, a little bit about our honoree, which is Henk Rogers with Blue Planet Alliance. Um, Mark up there is also part of Blue Planet Alliance. He's right there. Hello. Some folks from Blue Planet Alliance doing the work, But so Henk Rogers is going to be our guest of honor, christening the boat, and we are getting ready for all that to happen.
Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me over there?
Can everybody on the live stream hear what's happening? What is that?
I don't know. I didn't even send it.
Okay. Oh, that's to the.
That's not me.
All right. Oh, let me make sure I'm out of the way of. We have a lot of cameras going on right now. Want to make sure I'm not blocking anyone. Woo, cameras everywhere. It looks like we're just about to start. Set to start at 5 o'clock, and it is currently 4:59. So everyone is gathering and taking their position so that they can get the best viewing of this christening and speech. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Hi.
I hope no one falls in the water.
No one will fall in the water.
Hang on. Everybody watch your step. Everyone's got their camera.
Yeah. I'm watching feet. I'm watching lines.
You know what? I'll look at the champagne model. That'll be my job.
Yes. Sarah is doing the most important work by looking at the champagne bottle, making sure that it is prepped and prepared for why we're all here. Tom's laughing at me, for those of you who can't see. I apologize for any corny jokes I've made during this entire stream. This is my first time doing this, and I'm having a lot of fun. Possibly too much fun.
Hello, everybody.
Here we go.
So thank you for joining us today for the Cronkite Awards for Ocean Champions. We're really excited to be here. We have a wonderful diversity of people here today. We have, according to the mission of our institute, we have a great intergenerational mix of people here today. Older people, younger people like myself. I was hoping you didn't chuckle. And we have a lot of our youth leaders here today, and we're just really, really excited. I just wanted to start off and give a thank you. We're especially grateful to Rick Scarano, Karen Helmerson, and Sarah Pennington, and the rest of the crew from the Classic Harbor Line for hosting us today. So everybody, please give them a quick round of applause.
Woo!
So thank you very much, and bearing with me while I get my sea legs. I really don't have them yet, as you can tell. And just to start off, I wanted to hand it over to Rick. And yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank everybody for being here. This is
It is a floating pier and dock, Jonathan, just to answer your question. So we're moving around.
To be here to have the privilege of hosting the award being given to Henk Rogers for the wonderful work he's done. I just found out that his focus is spreading out a little bit. He's going to be here in New York as well. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing for us to be able to do that, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of a climax when Hank christens our newest little adventure here at Adirondack IV later on. So once again, thank you all, and I'd be happy to tell the story about Mr. Cronkite. So I met Walter Cronkite at an event with the National Maritime Historical Society, and it was a privilege and just a wonderful opportunity to just say hello. our friends at National Maritime, Birchie Green, introduced me and said to Walter, how would you like to christen Rick's new boat? And that was that. In 2006, he christened Manhattan, the original Manhattan. I don't know if it's here still, but at any rate, it will be soon. And it was, for us, well, let's just say we haven't had a christening since until now. So there you go. But what really made it a lot of fun for us, we offered Walter Cronkite a cruise on the boat that he had just christened. And he just kind of looked around and said, well, a beautiful boat you guys built, but you know, I'd much rather go for a sail on Adirondack over there. So if we could go for a sail, I'd much rather do that. And so we went for a sail with Walter Cronkite, which was, of course, just a big kick for all of us. Next.
Thank you. So I just want to start by introducing Josue Cruz Morales. He was the initial winner of the Cronkite Award back in 2010. So we've been doing this for 14 years. And for us, every year, this is a really important day. So we're happy to have everybody here with us, and we're really excited. So Josue has a long list of accomplishments. At the risk of forgetting some of them, I have them written down. But we initially started working with Jose at the 4-year bilingual demonstration project at the Vieques Leadership Institute. He started the challenges facing Vieques Youth Project. He has worked with us as the facilitator in Hawaii and Holyoke, Massachusetts. He served as the co-director of our sustainability summits on Martha's Vineyards. And he started the first green initiative in Puerto Rico's public schools that had more than 5,000 students,
Adirondack
150
III
teachers
crew.
involved in starting green
Thanks for
garden
watching.
programs. So, at the risk of forgetting some of the amazing accomplishments that Josue has taken part in, I'll pass it over to you to talk a little bit more.
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you everyone to be here today. Sorry. Well, there's a lot of things that the institute have done for the communities we live in, especially islands. And I just want to take a moment for people to think that the institute works in islands that are the most affected by the climate change and the climate crisis that is going right now. But when we go out, we go higher above, we have to realize that we all live in an island that is called planet Earth, and everything is connected. The climate change is affecting every one of us. And we need to call the communities into action. All communities. There's many things that have been done. There are significant improvements that have happened when it comes to the climate, but there's more things that needs to be done. And our time in Earth is limited. That's human reality. So what can we do to ensure that we have a future, that we have a planet for the future generations? We need to train the emerging young people that are living right now, so they pass the torch to make sure that they know the importance of protecting the planet, protecting our oceans, and just provide them the information to do things better, to make them aware of how to protect this planet, this island. In a time that information is widespread, there's a lot of information out there. We need to make sure that the right information is being given to the young people. We have access to information, a big spectrum of information. But unfortunately, there is not much information about certain things that are very important for young people to be aware of and for them to understand that the challenges that they are addressing or they are living in their communities are not exclusive from those communities. There is challenges, similar challenges in other communities. So we need to make sure that they communicate with each other. We need to make sure that they can see what other people are doing in their communities, how people are transforming the their life, their situation, so they get inspired to do the same thing in their communities. We think that maybe our individual changes will make a huge difference. But when we have millions of people doing it, definitely things change. And that's the Institute mission. We want to train the next generation for them to take into action. And I can tell you from a very personal standpoint, when I began with the Institute, I had a lot of fears, had a lot of insecurities. I did not have awareness of things that people were doing in other places. And by knowing that there were people that were doing things, that things were possible, that there were brave people similar to me with same challenges doing it, I realized if they do it, I can do it too. At the end of the day, we are not that much different. So that's the Institute mission, to connect people, to provide tools for people to get to know what's going on today and what actions are being taken in other places so they can replicate it in their communities. And at the end, it's going to be a huge wave of information that is going to keep going and going and going. And hopefully, one day, the climate change, the climate crisis we are living right now is going to be something that we're going to be looking to the back, to the past. That is something we left behind. But to reach that, we need to take action today. And that's why we are here, to honor people that are doing just exactly that. To honor them, to get the people to know them, to get them what they are doing, to do things different. And I mean in all levels. And so that's the main reason here today. Yes, my apologies. Marianne, sorry.
So, talking about Walter Cronkite is humbling, to say the least. And Marlene Adler, his chief of staff, had hoped to be here. We just got a text that she's not able to join us. So I'm going to try and fill her shoes. When Walter Cronkite called me out of the blue in 1999 and he wanted to make a television series on my book, my first book, this is the new book. And I said, well, I'll be right over. And because I was on the vineyard, I was in Vineyard Haven, he was in Edgartown. And he said, no, I want you to come to CBS. And it's like going to the mountain, 57th floor. And I just sat at his feet and listened to him. And I thought, oh my God, this is his legacy. This is what he wants to put his time in now. So we worked together for 10 years. And it feels full circle, to have been at CBS on the 57th floor. And Marlene Adler has been, his rock and his anchor to keep his legacy alive. And we've worked closely with her and with the Cronkite family. Josue received the award from his grandson, Walter Cronkite IV. And, in today's world that we're living, we need to remember what he stood for. That's why we do this. In this world that we live in, with this election that's going to happen soon, we need to really, that's why he called me. It was before the Bush-Gore election, and he was worried that people weren't educated enough about the issues, so they didn't know how to vote. And that people didn't know how to vote for their best interests. So that's what we do, is to try to educate more people about what the issues are and what they can do about it, so that we all feel like we're a part of the solution, that there's not any one person that can do this. It's so much that needs to be done. And during the Cronkite Awards, if you see the video loop that's been playing, you'll see some of the people, Bob Schaefer from Face the Nation, and Nick Clooney from CBS in Cincinnati, George Clooney's father, and David McCullough. And we've had so many, Teddy Kennedy Jr., and so many incredible people that have come forward to talk about who he was and what he stood for. And so today we're just really excited that we're here with to Rick and Karen and Sarah, to find kindred spirits. There's a beautiful picture inside with Mr. Cronkite and Rick in 2006. And, we put that on the poster because, it's important to have those memories and to be able to honor someone that we feel like, could inspire us to do great things. So I wanted to have Henk join me here. We have a commendation. Do you have that here, Josue, the commendation letter from the governor? I think it went through a few iterations. Is that it? No. Okay, we'll get it. So I'm just going to talk about Henk for a minute. So, we worked in Hawaii for 8 years with alongside of Governor Ige's goal of 100% renewable energy by 2045. And Henk was one of our early supporters to bring some of the young people from Hawaii to Martha's Vineyard, where we had our annual sustainability summit. And Josue and Cassandra were our trainers. So we wanted to say thanks for your support and our young people. So this is something you can read, okay? So we have a commendation from the governor of Hawaii that Josue is going to read now.
Okay. The Stone Soup Leadership Institute Cronkite Award for Ocean Champions 2024 spotlight the UN Goal number 14, Life Below Water, and the UN Ocean Decade, the science we need for the ocean we want. And all ocean champions who fought for the historic High Seas Treaty that aims to protect marine life in the ocean's high seas, ratified by 60 nations, which goes into effect in 2025. Whereas Henk Rogers is receiving the Cronkite Award for Ocean Champions as the principal and visionary philanthropist for the Blue Planet Foundation. Rogers' effort helped to lead Hawaii to become the first state in the nation with a law requiring 100% of the state's electricity to come from renewable sources by 2045. More than 20 U.S. states and territories have since followed suit with similar renewable energy goals. Building on Hawaii's success, Rogers is now focusing globally to help other islands communities to enact mandates for 100% renewable energy in their regions with the Blue Planet Alliance. The Global Ambassador Program and the Blue Planet Climate Agreement with islands around the world. The award ceremony is timed to Climate Week New York City and the upcoming UN General Assembly and will be held on Friday, September 27, hosted by Classic Harbor Line at Pier 62. Chelsea Piers, New York City, and includes the official christening of their newest schooner, the 90-foot Adirondack IV.
90 foot.
So we're going to be presenting an audio of a video that will go into more details about what I just read.
In 2007, I started the Blue Planet Foundation to end the use of carbon-based fuels starting in Hawaii. Today, I'm starting the Blue Planet Alliance in New York to do the same thing, but for the rest of the planet. Because the problems that we have to solve are worldwide problems, not just problems of Hawaii.
We are making change in the world by activating youth, changing laws, and verifying that change. Our work has already had an effect. By coming together, we managed to get Hawaii to commit to 100% renewable energy by 2045, and we changed the business model of the utility so that they make more money the quicker they switch to renewables.
The only way that we're going to achieve the goals of the Paris Agreement or any of these agreements is if the people rise up and decide to do this. So it's not the United Nations, it's the United People.
Thank you.
Yay! The Leadership Institute presents the Cronkite Award to Henk Rogers.
So when I started on this road, I was living in Hawaii, and I decided that Hawaii has to go 100% renewable energy. My mission is to end the use of carbon-based fuel in the world, but before I could ask other people to clean their room, I decided I'd have to clean my own room, and my own room was Hawaii at that time. So we have put Hawaii on track to 100% renewable energy. Today, Hawaii is at 36%. That's a third of the way. We are definitely on track. We went from everybody in Hawaii telling me that it's impossible to everybody in Hawaii thinking, of course we are doing this. And this is the change that we need to see in the world. We need the world to say, yes, of course we are doing this. Because we have no choice. We have no choice. We literally have no choice. And our leaders have given us the Paris Agreement. The problem with the Paris Agreement is that it doesn't go far enough, and no one's on track. So at this point in time, we are no longer waiting for our leaders to decide for us. We are going to decide for ourselves. Nothing gets done
Cruz
if
is
we don't
with
have a deadline.
the Stone
A ship
Soup
doesn't
Leadership
get built
Institute.
without a deadline. If you say to your shipbuilder, I want a ship built, and they say it's going to be done someday, sorry, I'm not doing business with you. That's not the way the real world works. The real world works with deadlines. We need a deadline by which we're going to fix climate change once and for all. And Hawaii gave us a date, 2045. 2045 is the 100th anniversary of the United Nations. What better date to fix climate change than 2045? It's far enough into the future that everybody can agree that we can actually do this, and yet it's a date that we can achieve in our lifetime. So I appreciate all the work that Stone Soup is doing with young people. Yes, young people have to do the hard work, but we, the people of my generation who got us into this mess, have to do everything that we can to get us out of this mess. We cannot wait another 10, 20 years to start work on this. We have to start now. So the deadline is 100% renewable energy and 100% fixing climate change by 2045. People ask me if I have hope. I say, no, I do not have hope. I have determination. And that's what we all have. We have determination. We will fix this problem for our children, for our grandchildren, and the future generations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Henk. So lastly, it wouldn't be a presentation for and honoring of remembrance of Mr. Cronkite without hearing that memorable voice. So really quickly, just wanted to say in 2002, the Institute hosted the inaugural celebration of heroes with Mr. Cronkite, honoring Dr. Muhammad Yunus and other global heroes. At the culmination of the event, Mr. Cronkite challenged everybody to this pledge that you're about to hear,
to build bridges between the have and have-nots and build a more sustainable world. We're proud to share this with you, so let's have a listen.
Tonight we'd like to announce a global call to action indeed. I invite you to join with me and these Global Hero Award recipients to participate in a new kind of engaged activism and become a force of positive change in our world. The journey begins with a single step, and it's taken the moment we decide to stand up for something in which we believe. We ask each one of you to take that first step. That is the important step. The others will follow. And let us say, give ourselves a target in this decade, as he said, and nobody believed it was possible.
All right, thanks, everybody. And, I just wanted to end the ceremony by saying a quick word about Mary Ann Larned, our executive director, somebody I've worked with for a long time now, who's a friend, who's a mentor for me in this space, understanding this space, learning about this space, and most importantly, getting involved. So I want to pass it off for the last word to Mary Ann, and thanks, everybody, for taking the time.
So New York seems to have a significant place for us. So those words you just heard are on a video you can see on a loop inside. And that was in 2002 after 9/11. And Mr. Cronkite and I had talked about what we might do together. And we knew that people around the world were coming together for a conference, and Dr. Yunus was going to be there. And so Mr. Cronkite presented him the Gandhi Award. And the two of them were just so happy to meet each other. It was such a beautiful thing. And as some of you know, Dr. Yunus is now the interim prime minister in Bangladesh. So he deserves all of our prayers because he's got a big job. He's here in New York meeting with President Biden and other world leaders. And at our event in 2002, President Clinton had nominated Dr. Yunus for the Nobel Peace Prize, which he then won. So New York has become 22 years later, here we are to play the pledge again. What was awesome to me is that after we made this pledge, I really didn't know exactly how that was going to unfold. I just said yes. That's kind of part of the business plan. A lot of people have called me over the last 28 years and said, you want to do this? And I say, sure. I have a hard time saying no. So to great ideas. So what happened out of the process was that I was asked by Deepak Chopra and Oscar Arias to speak at the Alliance for New Humanity that was with Al Gore and Jane Goodall and a lot of other great people. And that was in 2003. And President Oscar Arias asked me to go to Vieques and see what we could do. And I went for 3 weeks and I stayed there for 4 years and lived alongside of the people. And so Cassandra, come over here, and Josue. So Cassandra and Josue are my teachers. They work with us day and night because they believe in the power of helping young people to become leaders. Edward James Olmos had just asked me to get the book in Spanish. And so when I presented it to the mayor of Vieques, Eddie was the mayor's cellmate because they had 68 years of being oppressed by the US Navy. And I went there 6 months after the Navy left. And Edward James Olmos was the mayor's cellmate when they were arrested. And so the mayor trusted me. Most people in Vieques hated anyone who looked like me because of what had happened to their island. But thanks to these two, who were, my teachers, I was trusted by the community. And then they've been working with us all over the country and all over the world. So I'm grateful to both of them to be here today. They give me courage because, as Josue was saying, it's a big job what's going on right now, and we need all hands on deck. And one of the most important things that we found in Vieques was the importance of teaching the young people how to work with the leaders. the governors, the mayors, the business leaders, so that they could develop partnerships to address the issues in their community. So these folks have just done amazing kinds of work, and you heard a little bit about it, but you can go on our website and learn a whole lot more. Because the other thing that we learned is that these precious islands that a lot of us escape to in the wintertime when it's cold here, and think of it as paradise, is these islands need our help long before the hurricanes come, so that we can support them, because they don't have the resources to train their young people to be leaders. So when you're planning your next trip to one of these beautiful places in the Caribbean or Hawaii or others, just think about what you can do to help support the people in those communities. And the most important thing is to listen, to ask them. And so Josue's story in my book is called How Can I Help? Those are the first words that Josue said to me. And that's our work. How can we help? How can we help the young people? So for all the teachers that are here today, I see several have signed up. We have a free training for climate education, and it's a hybrid program at the university that we're giving PDP credits to, because teachers, it's not being taught in the schools. And so we're trying to do whatever we can to get it taught, not only in the schools, but around the world. And so we offer everything we do for free, because the people on the front line who need it the most don't have the resources to be able to buy things. So we are looking for strategic partners and funders, and we've been doing this for 28 years, giving it away for free. So we want to grow it even more. So we'd love to have anyone who's interested in that to come and talk to us afterwards. But we have a very short window right now where we have Henk and his crew need to leave for another event. So we're going to do the christening now of the Adirondack IV with Henk and Rick and Karen, maybe, I don't know.
Today, the ocean welcomes Schooner Adirondack IV. Adirondack IV was completed this year by John and Rick Scarano and the builders of the Scarano Boat Building Company in Albany, New York. This 90-foot all-wooden schooner will complement the growing classic harbor line fleet operating in Boston, Newport, New York City, and Key West, Florida. Their fleet of ships are renowned for bringing the heritage of schooner sailing and classic yachting to the public in all those locations. 2424 marks their 30th year as a sailing tourism operator, having started with the schooner Adirondack in 1994. We commend Classic Harbor Line on their excellence in sustainability practices and their dedication to climate change and environmental education here in New York City. We commend them for their dedication to sailing tourism, the greenest way to tour New York Harbor. We hereby name this schooner Adirondack IV. May she find the wind, may she inspire her guests and onlookers, and may she sail safely and swiftly for many years to come. I've got a backhand pickleball, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
We did it, y'all. We did the christening. Some amazing speeches by so many people. We have Hank and members of Stone Soup taking pictures with some of the representatives from Blue Planet Alliance. What a good looking bunch. All right. Now we're all going to go on a lovely cruise and sail.
All right, folks. If you are with a red name tag or a green name tag, it is time to make sure you're on your designated vessel. The red name tags for Manhattan II and the green name tags for the Adirondack IV. We're going to get departing in just a few minutes.
All right, folks.
Please make sure you are on the vessel that you are about to cruise on. If you are coming on a cruise with us.
See, we're heading back onto Adirondack IV now, freshly christened. Thank you. All right. Hello, we have Captain Steph.
Where do you guys want to sit?
We can sit anywhere, wherever Tom wants to sit. You lead the way, Tom. By Captain Saeed, who's going to carefully and expertly guide this new vessel out into New York Harbor. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like a glass of white wine on this brand new boat, especially smelling that champagne break. It's where my mind's at. Need help, Saeed? He's got it. He's a pro. Now we're just sorting all of our guests onto their appropriate vessels so that we can all take a nice little sail. After all this talk about boats, we better ride on one. I'm sure you all at home wish that you could be here too, and we wish you were here. We'll take you on this cruise as long as we can, as long as we have service. The realities of the water. Wi-Fi is not always working.
I work in the morning, so yeah, I hope to.
Oh, no. No need to be sorry. We got to capture this. Saeed's doing a great job. So many of our guests are settling into the brand new boat, seated on these beautiful bench tops. And meanwhile, during this whole time, 30-year-old original Adirondack is going on sails of her own. We have a nice, I don't know if is it a sunset trip now? I'm not sure, but it's a public trip going out for the sails we do day in and day out with Captain Cat. Alright. Let's see. Tom, would you like to have a celebratory something. Oh yeah, he's shaking his head. Yes, folks. Yeah. What should I grab you? Champagne. Let's get some bubbly. Let's get a little bit of bubbly going, right? It's only fitting to have a little bit of bubbly after all that. Captain Steph. Hi. Well, me and the lovely Captain Tom would love to get a little bit of bubbly in us after all the fun festivities.
Absolutely. So
Wonderful.
let's get
In a cup, zero cup.
This is yes, absolutely. This is from the Brotherhood Winery in upstate New York in Washingtonville, and this has been our own personal label of one of our schooners for a little over about a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
it tastes lovely.
Yeah.
Nice, dry, bubbly, boozy.
boozy.
A little
Champagne-y.
boozy. Champagne-y.
Well, we just broke one of these to christen the boat. We won't be breaking any of these on board, though, right? All right. Oh,
Expert.
I'm an expert champagne opener.
Hey!
In the cup zero.
I mean, you should take a look down here because, my goodness, this cooler is no joke. So, thank you. Captain Pat!
Teachers, educators, would you like a glass of champagne?
Of course. Thank you.
Captain Pat, you want to talk a little bit about how you do things sustainably?
Of course, yeah, I'm involved with a sustainable shipping operation, the Apollonia. So we move things up and down the harbor using only the wind power.
Yes.
Yeah, and we've actually done deliveries for Classic Harbor Line in the past. So we brought down all sorts of goodies from the Hudson Valley and sold them aboard the boats here with the customers. So.
And Schooner Apollonia has an amazing movie that I got to watch on board Manhattan II that you were featured in. And if you guys have a chance, you should definitely check it out because sail freight is the future.
That's right. Yeah, the documentary is called Wind Shipped by John Bowermaster, a local Hudson Valley filmmaker. A wonderful film if you get a chance to catch it. And you'll learn a lot about the Hudson Valley that way.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Captain Pat.
Yeah, great to see you, though.
Yeah, great to see you too. It's the future and it's the past. Everything used to be sail freight, and I think it's something we shouldn't have gotten rid of. All right. I think we accidentally gave away Tom's bubbly. Oh, it's right there. Just kidding.
Here you go, Captain Tom.
Here you go, Captain Tom. Cheers to a good day of work. Tastes even better knowing that it's sustainable Cup Zero. Remember when we talked to them earlier? We really do use their cups on all of our sales. And it's a great thing that they're doing, truly. They're great cups. I kind of want them for my house. I think everyone's really excited to have it all go off without a hitch. No one fell in the water. It's a good day. Oh. Captain Tom, our fearless cameraman, is currently at the helm in his natural state. I should show them you because you look great. Yes, where he should always be. Yes. Without your champagne. What a tragedy. They did decorate it so nice. You look like a picture. All right, he's done being on camera. No longer wanting to be on camera. That's my job. Well, I'm wondering if I can take off this name tag. I don't know if anyone's been watching it slowly deteriorate. We got first mate Jacob aboard. He's coming along with us for a ride. I'm glad he has a chance to come out with us. I believe Sarah's coming out with us as well.
Sarah, are you coming?
Oh, she's on Manhattan too.
Yeah, this is a while ago, but I had like some stuff, so like yeah, they have the back picture here. Yeah, it sounds like the Belvedere doers.
Oh, Shannon! Oh, I'm so happy that you tuned in. Well, your boyfriend did an amazing job. This boat is absolutely gorgeous. So glad you were able to watch. It's really exciting to celebrate it. We're filling up now. Soon we'll get underway. We have lots of classic Harborline tours happening year-round. Though we do operate throughout the summer, like most boating companies, we have fall foliage tours, which are absolutely lovely. I mean, you haven't lived until you've seen the Palisades change colors on a boat during brunch. Gotta say, I've only gotten to do it a couple times, and it's a wonderful way to welcome autumn. We have a food trips that are fall foliage centered, including an urban naturalist trip that is a fall foliage trip. But funny enough, our second largest season is during the holidays. So we feature robust programming during the holidays, including our Coco and Carols. Coco and Carols, we have holiday jazz tours. And Statue and Skyline with Coco. I think you're sensing a theme. Everything has Coco, and it can be spiked if you please. But I will say it's a great way to welcome in the holiday season as well. So if you're in town, if you're in New York City and you're looking for something to do, let me tell you what. If you're here during the holidays, I don't think there's anything better than being on these boats and having some hot cocoa while listening to a singer and a live band play lovely holiday songs. I enjoy it. I try and come on whenever I can. But for almost every major holiday, we have a specialty cruise. So we have things for Mother's Day. We have things for Father's Day. Here we go. So the reason we have to blow those horns, well, actually, Tom, I feel like maybe you should talk about that because I don't actually know what I'm talking about. As someone who doesn't, I work in the marketing team and I work with affiliate partnerships, but I don't actually work on the boats day in, day out. So, Tom, can you tell us a little bit about why we blow those horns?
The horn signals are actually Coast Guard scripted, so they mean something, in other words. The one long blast and three short blasts that she just heard means that they're leaving the dock and they're backing out. So if you heard just one long horn blast, for example, you'd be pulling off the dock. So it's just an awareness item, and they mean something. There's other signals that you'd hear when we're out there. One whistle, two whistle. It's rules of the road and the way we drive the boats basically in the water. So that's what Kat was saying. We're backing up. Get out of the way.
Thank you so much for that insight, because I thought that's what it was. I knew that's what it was. But again, I'm not on the boats all the time, and I'm not working with the Coast Guard, so I didn't realize that it was a standard, which is great. Safety comes first. But yeah, like I was saying, we have trips going out for every major holiday. We have 4th of July cruises on all of our boats. End up going out. This year it was in on the west side, but usually it's in the East River. We watch the fireworks from the boat, and I will say I got to do that one time. I wish I could do it every time, every 4th of July. We also have a New Year's Eve boat, which I've gotten to do as well. And that's a really fun way to ring in the new year. A party on a boat, sign me up. And with all of our cruises, we prioritize a sense of intimacy and community. And I see, Jonathan, you said it looks like the captain. And Tom is one of our lovely captains. He is not captaining this trip, however, because he's doing the video. The helm to the camera. Yeah. We all wear a lot of hats here. Captain Saeed is going to be driving the boat for this trip, but you can catch Captain Tom driving the boat here all the time. I don't know your schedule, Tom, but I see you here a lot. So if you like Tom's personality, which I do, you can come out and take one of his trips. They're great trips. I don't think we hire bad captains. Like, everybody is such a lovely person to work with, and I will say, like, working for the company, the people are everything here. Everyone is just such a lovely, full soul, and it's a privilege to get to know so many amazing people doing amazing things here in New York City. A lot of our crew and some of our captains have been part of the New York Harbor School, which is on Governor's Island, where they learn. Oh, Saeed is going to give his talk, safety talk.
My name is Saeed. I am your captain for today's trip. We have an awesome crew. We have Timmy at the gate, Tyra up there, I'm forward looking back at you, Christian up forward, and Stephanie back here in the white hat. They are your sailors and bartenders for the rest of this trip, so please remember their names. Before we leave the dock, we do have to talk a little bit about safety, especially because it's a brand new boat. Things to know: life jackets. They're located in these green boxes on deck. We will get them for you. There's a big box back here. There's a big box up forward right by Stephanie and Kyra. You've never had to use them, but they're important to know where they are on the boat. So that's where they are. This is a sailboat. There's not a lot of wind out there, but we will try and sail. So a couple things to note is that each of these sails have a big wooden stick at the bottom of them. They're above our heads, but if you're super tall, you might want to watch out. They'll swing across the boat. We will warn you. But just walk out the boat. And just don't hold on to any of the ropes that you see around the sides of the boat. They're not great handholds. They're going to slack at any moment. So don't grab onto them. And don't stand on your benches. They look like great places to stand. But remember. If you're looking for the house, you have to walk to the front of the boat. Go up by Tyler. There's a staircase going down below. There are 2 heads or toilets. Very small amount of toilet paper. If there are any issues, let us know. We're plumbers. We'll fix it. We'll get it done. But that's all I really got. We're going to get going here and try and catch the sunset. That's fun. Thank you guys.
Captain Saeed, safety speech. Here we go. Get ready for a loud horn, friends. Saeed, don't let me down.
Hi.
Hi.
So this is my chance to say hi if you still want to talk.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. I know it's been tough to try to track me down.
You have been organizing everything. So, okay, before we lose, well, once he blows the horns, there's going to be no safe space for sound. So, how about If the horn blows, we'll just pause and then you can pick up. But can you tell us who you are, why you're here, and a little bit about this stone soup?
So I'm just really thrilled to be here thanks to the Classic Harbor Lines and just meeting all the team here. They've just been so gracious and so welcoming. And we all have the same common inspiration about the greatness of Walter Cronkite. And he was a sailor, and I'm a sailor. And why I'm sitting on this boat is I sailed Adirondack II in Newport, Rhode Island, every week while I was working in Newport. And so last time I was there was in July, and the Adirondack II was out of commission, so I went on the Eleanor. And I ended up going to Boston, long story short, and I went out on this boat on its maiden voyage. And while I was there, I was talking with Sarah's sister, Susan, about what we do. And she goes, "You have to talk to my sister because they want to do a christening." And I was like, okay. So that's how it all came about, and how I got to be sitting on the Adirondack II. Again, I have 4. I had a great picture that Susan took of me here, one of my favorite sailing pictures. So my goal is to go sailing more often. That's, if I was to say, and working on islands, it's a good idea. It's a good way to do that. But while I'm working on the islands, I like to work with the people and go sailing. So,
Oh, I love that. I had no idea about you being in Newport on Adirondack too.
Often.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I know the whole crew. They just, when they see me coming, they hey, nice to see you again. They have some women that are now the captains.
Oh yeah.
So I take pictures of the women that are captains, and I send it to them because I think we should support women captains.
Honestly, at Classic Harbor Lines, we have so
Yes,
many
you do.
women in
Yes,
charge,
yes.
women in managerial positions, and women captains.
Yes.
In a profession that is very male dominated.
Yes.
And it's it's something to celebrate, right?
It's definitely well, and when you think about caring for the planet, I talk about how women in general are thinking about all the children, and they think about how can we lift up the whole planet, Mother Earth, and all of that. So I think that women on the ocean and on the water is something that all of us want to support more of. So
Yeah, I love that. I think that's a wonderful sentiment. I'm so glad you came over.
Well, I just I don't mean to be rude. I have a few other press people at the other end of the boat
Oh, yeah.
that are waiting for me, but I saw you here and I said, oh, good, I can fulfill my responsibilities here and, while I go sailing. That's the best of all worlds.
I know. I think every time I go sailing on one of our boats, it just feels like vacation, like a quick little vacation.
Yes.
So
Well, I went and I have a seat that I would sit in on the Adirondack II, which is on the bow, so I could clear my head and think about, and really clear my mind and just be open to thinking about what's next. Because when you do this work, you have to prioritize. You can't do everything. And I kind of have to go sailing to kind of clear my head and go, okay, the universe, God, someone speaks to me and said, okay, we can do that. So that's how I'm here.
Well, I'm so glad that you're here on Adirondack IV
Me
again
too.
after the
Me too.
the maiden voyage, and you're always welcome.
I will be back.
This partnership is forever.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay, great. Thank you. Oh, what a great way to end this live stream. As we're going out into New York Harbor. This is what you can expect to see if you're leaving Pier 62, Chelsea Piers. Oh, if it's very rare for people. Oh, seasick. Sometimes people do get seasick. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes people do get seasick. But luckily with a sailboat, it's open. So there's a whole, it's a whole river to let it rip. But a lot of the time, if people are prone to be getting seasick, we have Dramamine on board and different ways of helping them. But it's a good thing to know about yourself before you do come on one of the cruises.
The other thing to note about seasickness is on the sailboat, you have the sails up in the air and a keel underneath the water, and they prevent a little bit more of that side-to-side motion, which is what makes people seasick. So sailboat, schooner, you might have some better luck if you're prone to it.
Captain Tom is always coming in with that knowledge. Grateful we're doing this together. Because I didn't know that. I'm not prone to getting seasick though, thank goodness, because I love being on the water. You can see Captain Saeed looking like a boss. Doing his job. I will say too, if you come out for a sail with us, especially if you're here for a New York summer, when you're out on the water, gosh, it is always a little bit cooler in the best way. That sea breeze is something that you can't recreate. So if you're here on a very hot, humid day in New York City, which we tend to get, come for a sail. You'll instantly feel better. Or at least I always instantly feel better. We're passing by some of the other piers at Chelsea Piers, and there's a lot of different things happening at Chelsea Piers. It's actually got a lot going on. There's an ice rink. There's Chelsea Piers Fitness, which I am a member of. A lot of our team is a member of. Great gym, and this actually is a place to hit golf balls. A lot of fun. We're cruising down almost to Pier 57, and I know Tom was showing that you can see the financial district with World Trade Center 1 in the distance. We'll definitely be going by that. New Jersey always gets a bad rap, but it's beautiful. There's so many beautiful things happening in New Jersey. Pier 57 is a new pier. They have a rooftop, and they also have a food hall inside, which is delicious. I've been many times, and the rooftop is really nice. It's right next to Little Island, which you can see starting to poke out on the right-hand side of Pier 57. Little Island is a new pier. When you're on Little Island, it feels like you're on rolling hills, but it's completely man-made island. And from this vantage point, you can see that there's an amphitheater. They have lots of different music events throughout the summer, and I think they have some during the fall as well. But if you're in New York, if you're in Manhattan at any time in the future, I highly recommend giving a walkthrough.
Fun fact of Pier 54 from our tour. It's the old pier, Little Island. Yeah. So Little Island is a reclaimed pier from the old days. It was the original pier where the Titanic was to arrive.
Oh.
And it is where they brought the Titanic survivors. And if you look at the entrance, which you can't quite see from this vantage point,
Like here.
there is a metal structure, the beam structure at the entrance. It's the old helm of one of the maritime vessels that belonged to the company that actually brought the Titanic survivors back, right? It's pretty cool. It's one of the reclaimed pier projects here in New York City.
I need to go on your tours. I need to go. I didn't know that. I've been on so many. No one's told me that before. That's an amazing fact about Little Island. I had no idea. History, folks. There's history happening in New York City. It's amazing. That's incredible. I'm blown away. There's a lot of things happening on the west side of Manhattan. So many piers are being reclaimed and reused, turned into new spaces for a new generation. I think Little Island is very emblematic of that. But also here at, I'm guessing, is this Pier 50, 52, 50? Something like that, some number in there. There's actually a man-made beach. And it's a really fun place to hang out. They even have little beach chairs, so so you can sit and enjoy yourself on the west side. Also in Chelsea, of course, there's Chelsea Market, there's the Standard, and right here you can see, right here, this building is the Whitney. Amazing museum. Lovely place to go to, and they also do free Fridays. So, yeah, teaching Tom some stuff right now. They have free Fridays, so if cost is an issue, it doesn't have to be. And on free Fridays, they also have a DJ. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's always something new happening in New York, right? Oh, the NYC Fireboat Docks. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jonathan. So I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it does say FDNY. So Fire Department of New York City. Their boat looks really nice. It's gorgeous. My goodness. Here's Kate. Kate's one of our general managers. If anything's happening alongside us, the other half of our group is enjoying themselves aboard our motor yacht. Looking fabulous, I must say, from this vantage point. Some people out on the bow, enjoying the breezes that What's nice too about Manhattan II is it runs all year round. So even if it is freezing in New York City, the glass salon is heated. It's funny because I've never. I think we're hoisting sail. It's funny because I've never given a tour of the waterways, and I'm trying to right now. So actually, it's a kind of a misnomer that there's an East River and the Hudson River. They're actually each confluence. Hi, folks, over there on Manhattan II. So yeah, it is a mixture of salt water and fresh water all along the island of Manhattan. Further up, though, both actually become rivers. We have a little bit of water dripping out of the sails, which happens. It rained yesterday, so the sails are not watertight. A little bit is dripping out. But it's all part of the adventures of sailing. Yeah. So Tom is going to walk up. As soon as they start hoisting sail, Tom's going to give you a up close and personal view, which I think will be really fun for you guys. All right, there they go. Hoisting sail. Man, I don't know if you can see it right now, but look at that muscle. Our mates, Timmy is captain, but they really are.
Might be a little bit of water with the sail.
They do an amazing job. I think that's right.
I think these are UK sail makers. We do a lot of our.
So the sails are made by a UK-based sailmaker, which I did not know. I just learned that from Captain Saeed. Some passenger on board was asking. It's interesting. I don't think I ever really thought about the sails being made, but must be a big sewing machine. And they have one at the Scarano Boatyard. according to Captain Tom?
Through aluminum.
Sew through aluminum.
Plywood.
It can sew through with thread?
Yes, with thread. It's that strong. That's the example that they give when they're trying to sew you the machine. They use a 3/4 inch piece of plywood and they can actually sew through it to show the strength of the machine.
Don't let Lady Gaga know about that.
Right.
She's going to start making an outfit. Gorgeous, isn't it? We actually got very lucky today because it was raining yesterday, and I know we were watching the forecast, worried that it'd be and actually the clouds make for a really lovely light situation. Everything's quite soft. Gorgeous, gorgeous shot, Tom. Look at World Trade Center 1 in the distance. The clouds, the sails. Captain Kate. There's Rick coming out, enjoying talking to first mate Christian. Great tattoos. Woo! Rocking a bit. There are restrooms aboard. We call them heads. So there are 2 heads aboard Adirondack IV. All of our boats here at Classic Harbor Line have restrooms aboard. Of course, we give the first round is on us. We can't expect you to drink a glass of champagne or beer and not have to go to the restroom. The restrooms actually on this boat are quite large. They're probably the largest in our New York City fleet. Would you say that's correct, Tom?
I would think so, yeah. For sure, Classic Harbor.
Yeah, so there are restrooms aboard. So there's no fear there. However, I will say, back to how we were talking about being seasick, I would not recommend staying in the head if you're seasick. That's actually a recipe to stay seasick. It's best to be out in the open air. We do have sometimes it happens, people are feeling ill and they don't want to be out in public. But staying in the bathroom, it's definitely going to make you more seasick if you're already feeling seasick. It's pretty stable right now, actually. So the rocking sometimes happens when the sails are going up on the boat, but we stabilize, so it's very temporary. Rocking's never forever, and honestly, most of the time, the rocking happens because if you can see this sea streak boat going by very fast, they're creating a large wake. And so the wake, if you can see it coming towards our boat, out on both sides from where that boat is going, it is going to come to our boat and make us rock slightly. Most of the time in New York Harbor, that's the only reason for rocking on our sailboats, on our motor yachts as well. It tends to be when boats are going a little bit too quickly. But our expert captains are well versed in this, so they know how to maneuver over those bumps to limit the rocking. You should come out with us, Jonathan. I think you'd have a great time. You know, in New York Harbor, there are a lot of choices for how to be on a boat. This boat is just gorgeous. Being in an all wooden boat, sailboat at that, I feel like you really get a sense of New York City, past, present, and future. We don't call it Classic Harbor Line for nothing. Circle Line's great. And the Staten Island Ferry is lovely. But I will say you should try our boats. They're gorgeous. We give you a complimentary drink. And the boats themselves are their own sight to be seen. Especially taking one of our most popular trips is our architecture tour. And that circumnavigates all of Manhattan. So what that means is you leave from Chelsea Piers the same way we did on this trip. You go around under the Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Williamsburg bridges and up the East River and then back down across Inwood down the Palisades. And you do all of this with an AIA certified architect. These guys know their stuff. They're able to tell you so much of the rich history of New York City through the architecture of New York City. And I would highly recommend, if you take one of our tours, to try that one. Because I think, especially if you don't live in New York City or if you don't know a lot about New York City, it's a great introduction. And honestly, as someone who does live in New York City, I've been on the architecture tour over 10 times, and every time I learn something new about this amazing city that I get to live in. Especially going up to Inwood on the East River, you get to see the original topography of Manhattan. You get to see the lush, rocky nature of the island. And it is so quiet and peaceful in Inwood. Then you get to come down the Palisades, see the cloisters, and really get a sense of all that is going on the island.
Manhattan Garden State. I see you on two. Yeah, Jack, yeah, two with me.
Inwood is the northern tip of Manhattan. So it kind of touches a little bit of everything.
I'll see you on two when.
So actually, for our architecture tour, when we go up to Inwood, they open. There's a bridge that the Amtrak goes over, and we actually call ahead of time, let them know we're coming, and they open the bridge for us. So it swings open. There are a lot of swing bridges. There are actually so many bridges when you go up the East River, but specifically the bridge that opens back into the Hudson. They open that for us to cruise through. We're in constant communication. All right, folks. We want to say thank you so much for joining us on this live stream of the christening of Adirondack IV. We had a ton of fun doing it, and I know that everyone on board is having just a blast celebrating together. So thank you for joining us too. We hope to see you on a trip in real life soon. For now, this is Clarissa, and I'm saying have a good evening. Bye.